Good morning, my dear students. Today we are going to start 6th chapter of your textbook, that is triangles. We are already familiar with the triangles and many of their properties. Recall that we have studied about congruence of triangles in detail in class 9th. What are congruent figures? If you remember, congruent figures are such figures which are same in shape and same in size. In this chapter, we shall study those figures which are same in shape but not necessarily in size. Such figures are called as similar figures. And in particular, we are going to study the similarity of triangles. And there, after studying the similarity of triangles, we are going to use this knowledge to prove the Pythagoras theorem in the later part of this chapter. And also it will enable us to understand how the heights of mountains are calculated without actually measuring it with a measuring tape, and how the distance of some distant object is measured without again using any measuring tape. So again, there also we are going to use the similarity of figures only. That knowledge is very important, and this knowledge will help you in the construction chapter also. So let us start. So what are similar figures? Let us just try to understand with the help of these examples. I have drawn 3 circles here, and this is visible that these 2 circles are having the same radii, and because of that these 2 will be called as congruent circles because they are having the same radii. If we'll compare, if we'll observe the first and the other 2, they are having the same shape but not the same size. Therefore, these circles will be called as similar circles. Okay. Now, if we'll see these squares, I've tried to draw them having the same shape and size. So these 2, the first and second, will be called as congruent squares, and the first 2 and the last one, if we'll compare these 3, then we'll say that these 2 are different from the third one because they are having the same shape, square, but not having the same size. So these will be called as the similar figures if we are just comparing second and third. So they are similar squares. So in general, if we will compare 2 polygons having the same sides, having the same number of sides, they are similar. If we'll talk about equilateral triangle, all equilateral triangles are similar because they are having the same shape, size may differ. If we'll talk about square or rectangle, they are again, all the rectangles can be called as similar rectangle. So let us see from where you have to write and what you have to write. You will write the first definition of similar figures. 2 figures having the same shape and not necessarily the same size are called similar figures, and the example you can give yourself also. Here I have given some. Now, similar polygons we were talking about. 2 polygons. First of all, when we are talking about similar polygons, those 2 polygons should have the same number of sides. Same number of sides. And they will be called similar if they are satisfying 2 conditions. That is, the first one is their corresponding angles are equal. First of all, you will check whether the corresponding angles are equal. You just check this figure. Angle A is corresponding to angle P. So we can see that angle A is equals to angle P. B corresponding to angle Q. So we are seeing that B is equals to 100. Angle Q is also 100. C corresponding to C, we are having angle R, and both are equal to 70 degree. Again, angle D and S are corresponding angles and both are equal to 85 degree. So corresponding angles are equal. Fine. The second condition is their corresponding sides are in the same ratio. Now, corresponding to side AB, we are having PQ. So their ratio we have to check. That is AB upon PQ. So what is the length of AB is 1.5 centimeter and PQ is 3 centimeter, and the ratio is 1 upon 2. We'll check for BC and QR. These are the 2 corresponding sides. So 2.5 upon 5. This is again giving us 1 upon 2. Then we'll check for CD and SR. 2.4, 4.8. The ratio is 1 upon 2. We'll check AD upon PS. 2.1 upon 4.2. The ratio is again 1 upon 2. So we are seeing that the corresponding sides are in the same ratio, or we can say that the corresponding sides are proportional. So it means the 2 figures are similar figures. we have understood that if two polygons have to be similar, both these conditions should get satisfied. Please note here that this same ratio of the corresponding side is also referred to as scale factor or representative fraction. This we are going to use in the construction chapter. Now finally, we'll start our main topic, that is similar triangles. As we know, the triangles are also polygon only. So the same conditions, if we want to prove that two triangles are similar, we can state the same two conditions as we studied for the similar polygons. That is, two triangles are similar if their corresponding angles are equal. As we can see here in the given figure, A, B, C and PQ are angle A. I have marked them as equal corresponding to angle P. So angle A is equals to angle P, angle B is equals to angle Q and angle C is equals to angle R. That is, the corresponding angles are equal in the given figure. And the second condition, we should see that their corresponding sides are in the same ratio. So the same condition as it was for the similar polygons. We should note here that if corresponding angles of two triangles are equal, that is the first condition if we are talking about. In the two figures, when the corresponding angles are equal, they are known as equiangular triangles. They are known as equiangular triangles. And Thales, a great mathematician, Greek mathematician, he gave an important relation, a very important truth regarding these equiangular triangles, that is, the ratio of the corresponding sides of these kind of triangles are always same. Any two sides. You can take the ratio of any two sides, of any two corresponding sides, that ratio will be same. And that is what is the second condition. So, it means if we have found that two equiangular triangles are there, so their corresponding sides are going to be equal. So, one condition is also sufficient for two triangles to be similar. Now, it is believed that Thales used a theorem, a result over there to prove that when two triangles are equiangular, their sides are in proportion. He must have used a result that is known as basic proportionality theorem, or it is also known as Thales theorem. And what is that theorem? That we will see. Basic proportionality theorem or BPT, and also known as Thales theorem. So this is the theorem. If a line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle, let us draw a triangle first. A triangle ABC we are taking, triangle ABC, and if a line is drawn to one side, parallel to one side, so let us take that we are drawing DE parallel to BC to intersect the other two sides at two distinct points. So the other two sides are divided. So these two sides, that is AB and AC, are getting divided in the same ratio. That means we'll have to prove that AD upon DB is equals to AE upon EC. Fine. This is similar to the theorem, midpoint theorem. We have studied midpoint theorem in class 9, but the only difference is there this line was intersecting in the midpoints and this line was equal to half of the third side also. Here these 2 points are the distinct points, means it is not just the midpoint, it can be anywhere. So we have understood that what is the theorem saying. We have written here also that given a triangle ABC in which D is parallel to BC, and we have to prove that the ratio of AD upon DB is equals to AE upon EC. So for this, to prove this, we have to do some construction over here. We'll join B to E and C to D, and also we'll have to construct a perpendicular DEN to AB and DM to AC. Now, we'll start the proof. Here we'll have to take, we know that area of triangle, any triangle, area of a triangle having an altitude is equals to half base into height. That we are going to use here. So if I am taking area of triangle ADE, what will be that? ADE is equals to half base. the base of triangle ADE is AD, on which this altitude is lying. So we'll take AD as the base, half base into height, height is EN. Okay, and then again we'll have to take area of triangle BDE is equals to half base. For BDE, base is BD and the altitude will be EN, because this is an obtuse angle triangle, so the altitude will be taken as EN. So base is BD into EN. Now we can see here that we need on the left hand side as AD upon DB. AD upon DB. Let us just write this as DB so that we are getting the same terms. So AD upon DB, it means we'll have to find the ratio. So we'll just take the ratio of these two areas. Area of triangle ADE upon area of triangle BDE is equals to half into AD into EN, half into DB into EN. So we are getting here that area of the ratio of the areas of two triangles is equals to AD upon DB. Let us take this as equation 1. Similarly, we can find the area of, because as you can see here that we need AE and EC, so we'll take the area of ADE from this side, taking AE as the base, and then again the area of DEC, taking this triangle in which EC is there, which we require to prove. So similarly, we can find the area of triangle ADE, and actually we'll directly find the ratio also of these two triangles. Area of triangle ADE and DEC is equals to half base will be taken as AE into the perpendicular is DM, the height is DM, and for the triangle DEC again half, the base is EC and the height is DM only. So we are getting from here the ratio of the areas of two triangles as AE upon EC. Now we need to have these two as equal, so for this we should have these two, that is the left hand side of the both the equations as equal. We'll see that the numerator of both the fractions is equal, but we need to equate this denominator. To prove this denominator as equal, we'll use the one theorem which we have studied in class 9, that is, if two triangles are lying on the same base. See, these are the two triangles BDE, that is BDE, and DEC. So these are the two triangles which are lying on the same base DE, and between the same parallels we have studied that their areas are equal. Area of triangle BDE is equals to area of triangle, we can write here also, is equals to area of triangle DEC. Why? We should give the reason, because triangles on the same base and between the same parallels are equal in area. Fine. So this is 1, this is 2, this we can take as 3, and from 1, 2 and 3 we can directly say that this is also equal. Now we can directly say that AD upon DB is equals to AE upon EC. Proved. So from here we have understood that if in a triangle a line is drawn parallel to the third side, this line is going to divide the other two sides in the same ratio. We have theorem 6.2, that is actually the converse of BPT. So let us just read out what is BPT. If a line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle, let us take that ABC is the triangle and DE, one line we have drawn parallel to one side of the triangle. Then this line intersects the two sides of the triangle such that the sides are divided in the same ratio, that is AD upon DB is equals to AE upon EC. It means in BPT it is given that when a line is parallel to one side, the other two sides are getting divided into the same ratio. Fine. Now the converse of it will be that in a triangle it is given that the sides are getting divided in the same ratio. Then the line which is dividing the sides, the other two sides in the same ratio, this line should be parallel to the third side. So let us just read the converse also, the statement. If a line divides any two sides of a triangle in the same ratio, then the line is parallel to the third side. Fine. So we have to prove that DE is parallel to BC. What is given? A triangle ABC in which the ratio of the sides is equal, and we have to prove DE parallel to BC. Now here we don't have any option how to prove DE is parallel to BC, so we'll assume that let us take DE is not parallel to BC and let another line DF parallel to BC. So we'll write, let us assume that DE is not parallel to BC, and let us draw a line DF parallel to BC. So we are drawing a line DF. We know that it is not parallel, but still we are just taking one assumption. Now, so we know that in triangle ABC, DF is parallel to BC. So we know that if it is there, AD upon, let us just write it here, AD upon DB is equals to AF upon FC. Why we are writing this? By BPT. That in a triangle, a line is parallel to the third side, so the other two sides are getting divided in the same ratio. Now, also, it is given AD upon DB is equals to AE upon EC. The reason is that it is already given. So let us consider this as equation 2. Now from 1 and 2, we can observe that the left hand side of both the equations is equal. So therefore the right hand side will also be equal. So we can write AF upon FC is equals to AE upon EC. Now, see what we are trying to do here. We know that it is not possible. This is only the answer, that DE is going to be parallel to BC. So we are going to prove that these are not two different points. They are the same points only. To prove that, whenever we are having such kind of condition, when we are having the sides, the part of the sides in the ratio, as here we can see that AF upon FC, these two are the parts of the side AC only, and again AE and EC, these two are also the parts of side AC only. So we can see that if I'll add these two parts, I'm going to get AC. For doing that, what we have to do? We add 1 on both the sides, and this is not only where we are using this concept, this logic, we are going to use in many questions. So please understand that why we are adding this 1 on both the sides, because we can see here that adding 1 on both the sides is fulfilling one condition, that is when we are taking the LCM, we are getting the full part of that side. So AF upon FC, AF plus FC will give us AC, and this is FC only, and again AE plus EC will also give us AC only. And from here we can see that from here we are getting, it implies FC is equals to EC. It implies that How is it possible? First of all, we should see that FC and EC, how is it possible that 2 points are distinct points and they are coming as equal? So it means it is not possible if, until and unless, if they are the same points. So we can directly write, it implies F and E coincides. They are coinciding on each other. That is why we are getting like that. So we will directly write now that since they are not different points, they are same points. So it implies DE is parallel to BC. This is how we have proved the converse of BPT. Now, till here you have to note down all the notes. You have to do this BPT, the converse also, and you will be doing the exercise, the first exercise in the book itself. That is very easy. Next exercise we will be doing in the next video. So complete your work till here. Thank you.